How's it going, guys? So with these cars, this is a common issue, especially on the driver's seat, because it's the most worn item. But anytime you sit down and the seat's already bolted down, it does this. It shakes. That's because the seat sliders are plastic seat sliders on each side that over time they wear out and they break. So I found a company that actually makes a replacement for them. And what I'm going to do in today's video is I'm going to take the seat out, and I'm going to attempt to replace those sliders. It does take a little bit long, depending on your experience of how to actually take working on cars, etc. But that's what I'm going to work on today, and hopefully fix this issue and make this car handle a little bit better, and make this thing fit, this new seat, which I got covered not too long ago. I think it was back in October. This is all brand new. All this seat's all brand new, and that's what I'm gonna do today. All right. So first, what I'm gonna do is move the seat all the way up, so the seat rails have enough cushion down here, so you can actually have space to work with. And then I'm gonna get a 13 mil, like this, and you'll understand why, because the ones in the back you're not gonna be able to take out. Right now I'm gonna take these two bolts out. They're 13 mil. I still haven't disconnected the seat, the power to the seat, and you'll see why. So the seat connection is down there, right here. And maybe your car will have the plastic pieces here, and those would take off with the little screws. That's very easy to do. So the reason why I left this connected, this power, because once you take these two bolts out in front, you're gonna move the seat forward all the way to the front to get access to the back, or else you won't be able to. Now you can take apart the back, the same 13 mil, get it down here, and just loosen it up. Take that side, switch over to the other side. Again, I don't have plastic covers on this, so it's a lot easier to take out. You probably will have that on. Loosen that up. And once you get them loose, they're really easy to take out with your hand. Okay, so I want to see if I can zoom in here. This camera. So if you can see the white piece, that's one of the seat sliders. That one's completely broken. And then this one, if I can zoom in, that's another piece. It's broken too. So here's a perfect example how it's gonna look. Oh, actually, no, it's already loosened, but you see when this is bolted down, this part of the seat right here is what's actually gonna make it move, because it's not solid. So that's gonna be the fix. Since the seat is already loose, I'm gonna lift it off from I lift it off from here because it's holding on to the brackets. And here's the connection. So the connection comes off from right here, and that's pretty much it. I have one concern right now because this is live video that I'm recording. The only thing I'm concerned about is actually where this rail is sitting. I'm not sure if I should have this parallel, so going all the way back, because if that happens, I can squeeze it down like that. That's why I keep it connected, because I'm trying to see what's the best. All right, so I'm gonna keep it like, see how these are broken? So these are the broken pieces. See? So those are the sliders that's causing those issues anytime your car is shaking, or the seat's shaking. So I'm gonna pause this video. I want to see which is actually better, having this all the way forward or back. So I'll be right back. All right, so this is what the underneath looks like of the seat. Here are the motors, the wires, and then here's the wire for the seat control. So pretty much, then what I'm gonna do is remove these rails right here. So this is gonna stay. This is gonna stay. The entire piece is gonna stay. But the only thing I'm gonna remove is this rail. On each side. And each side, if I can get a closer look, has a motor right there that controls that. The one side, and then the other side has another motor, and they have two 10 mil bolts. This one you can barely see because there's like no light, but there's the other one. So what I'm gonna do is attempt to keep this plastic piece right here without taking this apart, this cover, and I'm gonna remove the two 10 mil bolts on each side. This is a better shot. So those two 10 mil bolts right there, I'm gonna take it apart. Actually, let me confirm those are 10 mil, but those look like 10 mil. I haven't really double checked. So I'm gonna mark it with a marker too where the rails are. So it's gonna go back into the original spot. And not only that, I actually moved the seat all the way forward. And as you can see, here's the rail that's going to be sitting up forward. So from the previous clip, I was deciding whether to keep it in the back or move it forward, because if I move it all the way back, it's going to stop. And back here, this is where it stops. It has like these little blocks on purpose there. But I'm going to remove the two 10 mil bolts, and then I'm going to see how it's going to look from there. And yeah, so I'll be right back. All right, so quick update. So it is a size 10, and I got one of these. I tried a 1/4 inch with a smaller 10, but for some odd reason it still wouldn't do it. But I had good luck on this side, getting it with one of this. This is on the right side. I'm gonna attempt the left side and see if I can get it with that. If not, I'm gonna take it off, trying a smaller size 10. I found it to get these two bolts. I don't think I can even zoom in, but to get those two bolts down here on this side, what you're gonna do is grab your 10 mil and you're gonna go in from the inside, from right here. If I can even, I don't think it's gonna be killed. So it's gonna go from right here. So right now, this is a 10. So it's already on there, and all you gotta do is just break it loose, and you have enough room. So instead of going in from the outside, if you have no room and you have the plastic piece, you can remove this, but you have to remove a couple bolts up here, but you can get it from the inside. So right now I'm gonna take off from the inside and go from there. All right, so what I did is I popped that off, and right now everything's sliding off. Also get some gloves. Yeah, for sure. I got some gloves, and I'm gonna get a towel because it won't get greasy. So see this piece right here? This is the piece that holds onto the rail. And what I did was I just popped it off from the inside with one of these tools, and it just popped out real easy. So that's one side, and so you can see these are all the broken pieces, and I'm going to show you what I have to replace it with. So all you got to do is slide this out. I'm going to put the camera down. So slide it out like that, and here's one slide. Keep it on one side because you don't want to get confused. And then I'm going to pop the other side now using the same tool. So pop that side out. I'm going to do the same thing. Lift it. And all the pieces are sliding out. They're all broken. All right. This is the left side. This is the right side. You see how these are broken right here? All these are broken. All these pieces are completely broken. So I got these from a company, and I didn't get sponsored by them or anything. I didn't get sponsored by anyone. And the ones that I bought, this is from a company called Signs Unlimited. I'm gonna put they go by a different name, but I'm gonna put their link in the description box below, please. So this is a replacement. It's like a 3D printed part, and it's a harder plastic. See if I can zoom out. It's a harder plastic, and this goes in replace of this. Now there's certain modifications that you might have to sand these down with some sandpaper, and then also there's some other parts on here that I'm going to try to sand down as well. So I got it for both seats. I think it was like $50, I think, but it comes with all of them. You have to break all these apart, but they all come in together, and you have to break them apart. They come in like 2 separate pieces. I think it was like $45 or $50, one of those things. But since this is a harder plastic, this should last a lot longer than those cheaper ones. Only modifications that I remember seeing that you may have to do is file some of these down, these sides, this, that, and that. But other than that, it should be a slip on it. I think there's a procedure to this too. I gotta look at the directions to how I actually put these on. I think it goes, because I think it's directional, but I have to confirm that. But first I'm gonna sand this part down, because if you see, it comes out, this has like a little piece right there stuck, left over from when it was all connected. So I'm gonna sand these down with some sandpaper. I think I have like 400 grit. It doesn't specify what grit you have to use, but I think as long as it's smooth. So I'm gonna do that first, and then get back to you guys. And also too, these take 4, if I'm not mistaken, 4 on each side. These are stuck up here, and then these are the other ones that were over here. These are the ones that broke. Those are the other ones that were broken. So yeah, I'll be right back when I start assembling all this. All right, so I have one side done. It's very, very easy. So what I did was, I did the hardest side first. This side is a lot looser. This bracket, this side is a little bit more tricky, because this one, what you're gonna have to do is if I can get my hand out of the way, what you're gonna have to do is align this as you're making it go in. So if you can see from that, what you're gonna do is put the plastic pieces on. I greased up, and this is the grease I used. I've used caliper grease. It goes to the temperatures, the -45 up to 425 degrees. And I greased all this up. I'm gonna show you how I put these on. These just stick on. And also what I did, I filed it with 2000 grit sandpaper. All of them. All these. I filed these down to 2000 grit on the sides. And these just clamp on to each side. Like that. They just clamp on. See how it doesn't move? These have the old ones. But see how it doesn't move? From what I was reading, some cars you have to grind this off and then file this off. But I think those are pre-94 Caprices. But if it's 95 and up, the seats should be fine. But don't quote me on that. But just so you know, you may have to file this and this, and then this piece down here as well to make the sliders sit in. So I put those on each side, grease it up, and all I did was literally how I took it off. I reversed the process, and it didn't take me that long. So once I did the caliper grease, I slid it back on, and you see I marked it right here. There's a mark right there. So I marked it right here, so I knew exactly where all the bolts align, and the bolts are right here. This one, so these right here, these are gonna sink in first, and then you can twist it. But these you can only grab with your fingers, tighten them up with your fingers first. Those right there, I can get the camera. These right there, this one. See how you can hear it's loose. So those you're gonna have to twist with your fingers, however you'll be able to get it. I grabbed it from both inside and outside. So right now I'm gonna reverse the process on this side, and once I do that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall everything and test everything out. So I'm back. Finally installed the seat in reverse order. You don't need to see me do that because it's very easy. Now it's time to test it out. I haven't tested it out, the shaking, but let me see if it does it again. I'm about to test it right now. Nope, solid as a rock. Doesn't shake anymore. The seat moves back and forth easily. Smooth. That sound it's hitting back there because I'm pretty 6 foot something, and I need to get this seat very, very low. Overall, very easy to do. Took me about maybe 40 minutes. On the next seat, it'll probably take me like 15 minutes. Just take your time. Very easy to do. Again, if you don't, these plastic pieces, you probably have it covered up down here. Take those off first. 13 mil, the two bolts that are holding the rails, 10 mils. You're gonna take all of them out. If you enjoyed the video, share, like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys on the next one.